Today we are going to start electric flux. So what is the meaning of the electric flux? Electric flux over an area in an electric field is a measure of the number of electric field lines crossing this area. Suppose these are the field lines. This is area element. Delta S. How many lines are passing through this? It is the meaning of the electric flux. This is normal. What is the meaning of the normal? Normal is a line perpendicular to the surface. This normal is making an angle theta with the direction of the field. What is theta? It is the angle between the normal and the electric field. And what is the meaning of the normal? A line perpendicular to the surface is called normal. So we write the electric flux we denote it this by delta phi and is equal to E dot delta S. Dot product is there, so we write cos theta. Which is proportional to the number of field lines cutting the area element. Electric flux is a scalar quantity. Its SI unit Newton meter square per coulomb. And dimensional formula ml3 T minus 3 A minus 1. Now the next topic is Gauss's theorem. What is the Gauss's theorem in electrostatics, or we can say Gauss's law in electrostatics? Total electric flux over the closed surface in vacuum is 1 upon epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by the surface. Listen again. Total electric flux over the closed surface, suppose the surface is S, in vacuum is 1 upon epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by the surface. So the value of the flux phi E, surface integral E dot ds is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by the surface. So this is a statement given by Gauss. We want to prove it, so prove. An isolated positive point charge Q is situated at the center O of a sphere of radius r. This is the center O where charge plus Q is situated. A small area element ds. This is the point P. Positive charge is there, so field line is away from the charge. This is the normal to the surface. A line perpendicular to the surface is called normal. Unit vector. This is radius vector. So at the point P, we have to find the electric field. According to Coulomb's law, electric field intensity at any point P on the surface of the sphere E 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square. But when the left side we write in vector term, so right side must be a vector. So we introduce the new term unit vector R. Its magnitude is 1. R cap is the unit vector directed along O to P. Now we consider a small area element ds of the sphere around P. N cap is the unit vector along outward normal to the area element. So we calculate the electric flux over the area element. So d phi E dot ds, we write the value of E 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square R cap dot ds N cap ds. This is the value of the flux d phi E. So E dot ds 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square R cap dot N cap ds. E dot ds 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square ds. Now for the total flux E dot ds integral 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square ds 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square. This is ds. This ds is the area of the spherical surface, total area of the spherical surface. So we write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square 4 pi R square. This will cancel out, pi cancel out, R square cancel out, and the remainder is Q upon epsilon naught. So integral E dot ds is equal to Q upon epsilon naught, which proves Gauss's theorem. Understand? Now the next topic is deduction of Coulomb's law from Gauss's theorem. Deduction of Coulomb's law from Gauss's theorem. We have to deduct Coulomb's law by using Gauss's theorem. Consider an isolated positive point charge Q at O. The diagram is same as we make it in Gauss's theorem. Consider an isolated positive point charge Q placed at O. Imagine a sphere of radius r with center O. The magnitude of the electric field intensity at every point on the surface of the sphere is the same, and it is directed radially outward. This is ds, radius r. This is a point P. Diagram is same as in the Gauss's theorem. Unit vector n cap. The direction of the field, electric field lines, and this is unit vector along the radius. According to Gauss's theorem, integral E dot ds is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Integral E ds cos 0, because the angle between E and ds is 0, dot product, we use cos, Q upon epsilon naught. Integral E ds is equal to Q upon epsilon. E integral ds Q upon epsilon naught. This is 4 pi r square, surface area of the spherical body, Q upon epsilon naught. So the value of E, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square. This is the value of E. This is the electric field intensity at any point P, distance r, from an isolated positive charge Q at the center of the sphere. Now we know if any other charge placed in the electric field, it experiences a force. So we consider another point charge Q naught is placed at P, it experiences a force, and the force on Q naught will be F is equal to E into Q naught. So we write the value of E from the equation number 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square Q naught, and F 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught upon R square. This is the Coulomb's law. F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught upon R square. Now, our next topic, important topic, application of Gauss's theorem or Gauss's law. So, electric field intensity due to a thin infinite plane sheet of charge consider a thin infinite plane sheet of charge. Let sigma be the surface density of charge on the sheet. So first we make the diagram. E is the electric field and N is the unit vector perpendicular to the surface. This is another point Q. Electric field to this surface is E and normal to this is L. This is normal to the surface perpendicular to this. normal to this surface, perpendicular to this, normal to this surface, perpendicular to this, normal to this surface, perpendicular to this, positive charge. Let us imagine a cylinder of cross-sectional area ds around P and length 2r. At the two cylindrical edges P and Q, E and outward normal n cap are parallel to each other. So electric flux over these edges to E ds. To make it vector, we write n cap 2 E ds. On the curved surface of the cylinder, E and outward normal n are perpendicular to each other. The value of theta is 90 degree and cos 90 is 0. Therefore, there is no contribution to the electric flux by the curved surface of the cylinder. Hence, the total electric flux over the entire surface of the cylinder phi E is equal to 2 E ds, and the total charge enclosed by the cylinder is equal to sigma ds, because sigma is the surface density of charge. What is sigma? Surface density of charge. According to Gauss's law, in electrostatics, the value of phi E is equal to 2 E ds is equal to sigma ds upon epsilon naught. Ds will cancel out. So phi E is equal to 2E is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught, and the value of E, sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. This formula is independent of R. The distance of the point from the plane charge sheet, there is no R. Gauss's law,